All right, so I'm doing a video because around 3:30 today, um, the Senate had the hearing for the infrastructure bill, and in that infrastructure bill was there was a section about crypto and taxes. So it was the intent of it was of that section was to uh, clarify who needs to provide tax reporting to their customers, uh, you know, and the attempt so there was an attempt for two amendments um, earlier in the week. Both of those amendments ended up getting changed, and it was one amendment proposed by six senators, I believe. So they went before the Senate to get that done, and they needed a unanimous vote. But there was one senator from Alabama, Shelby. He wanted $50 billion in additional defense. Here's the I watched the hearing. I mean, um, I watched it live, but here's basically what happened. So $50 billion defense spending amendment kills Bitcoin friendly legislation. So the bill is going to stay as is. So what does that mean? So what that means, the way that it's written right now, is that miners, producers of software and hardware, stakers, if you stake coins, they're all going to have to be required to provide some sort of tax reporting uh, based, to their customers. Problem is, it was supposed to be intended for brokers, right? So that's like any exchange or any financial service where you possibly would stake your coins on, or you get some sort of interest payment if you store your coins there. They would have to provide, you know, your tax report at the end of the year so that IRS can have confidence that everyone's properly reporting their taxes. But the way it's written is that, say, Ledger or any sort of hardware wallet or software based uh, wallet, if you send coins there, they're going to have to send you a tax report. I mean, send a report to you, basically a 1099 that says this is your basis on if you made money or not made money. Problem is, if you just send coins there, they don't know when you bought those coins. They don't have that data. And then even for miners, um, if you're mining, um, and then also if you're mining, you would have to provide um, reports to any addresses that coins are, because you're validating the transactions. Any any addresses that are included in the block that you mine, you would have to send a 1099 to, uh, because they got coins at a specific price. But here's the thing about it: you don't know when they would sell. If they're selling immediately when they get them, the task is basically impossible. The intent of the bill was for it to apply, to have clarification to brokers of, so that's like your TD Ameritrades, the same thing. It'd be your Coinbases, anybody who provides like a traditional type of um, trading platform for you. This basically says that, um, you know, it's almost as if I give someone $5 and or they give me $5, like they would have to give me a 1099 so that the IRS knows that we transacted $5. Like that's basically what they're asking them to do. So what happens here? It's the this infrastructure bill is likely going to get voted on this, either this evening or tomorrow. It's most likely going to go through, and then after that, it moves on to the House. So there's another chance while it's in the House for it to get altered and changed, that section, so that the verbiage is correct. So that's the next phase. As far as this wouldn't also go into implementation. This wouldn't. I mean, it would if the president signed it. It would be signed, and then it wouldn't go into law until 2023. So basically, pretty much a year and what, 4 months from now, almost a year and a half. Um, so there's still a lot of. It's not like this is it and everything's going to collapse. Miners are going to be, and pinch are going to have to figure out how to provide this data. So, or how to that they literally cannot get this data. So, um, We'll see how it goes. Price did fall initially, so like I said, it was at like 3:30, and you can see here, basically, it was like a couple minutes after 3:30 where it was rejected. The amendment was rejected, and it fell, 1.8%, and then it fell again. So I mean, the fall really wasn't that bad from here to here, 3%, and then we've already started to come back. So, is this bearish? I think initially there was probably some sellers, but we had strong. I mean, we've had strong momentum. You can see this is indecision, right? You have a high wick, low wick. We already had the 9. We retested it. We obviously found support here. I thought that we would go all the way down to the breakout and then go back up. We had this big candle. It seems like the market doesn't care. We're still above the previous high of the 4. Can we have a down day tomorrow? Sure, because we get a vote and it goes like this could be all hinging on maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't get a vote to go through. But we could. I mean, even if we do pull back all the way down to 42, that's perfectly fine because it's still just a retest of the breakout. Now, if we were to go back into this channel, back to say between like 35 and 40, then that might be a concern. But technically, we're still okay. We did run up a lot, so it's perfectly fine. We can look at again. I'll look up the CMF and I'll look at the RSI real quick, and then, like I said, I just wanted to talk about that real quick, just in case you see. I mean, I think there's going to be some price volatility. So we're at here. We ended up getting momentum. We lost the momentum this hour, basically, when that happened. We'll see if we pull back on the daily. We still have good momentum. We're still breaking out. On the hourly, that's probably fade. Oh, we had the sell-off, but we're still getting buyers that started getting filled in. I mean, this technically still looks strong. And we're still strong here. I mean, we closed above 40,000, so we are okay. Now, what I did say we had the miners. So this is really going to be put stress on the miners. So today it was down. I mean, this thing ran up all the way up to 20, this specific one, Bit Digital. And then we closed at 1630, and it looks like it's down 6 cents. I did look at it a couple minutes after the market closed, and it was down a lot more. It was already down in like 15 area. But there is some fade here, and there even was some fade on the hourly. As it started to go higher, you got bullish divergence. But I really wasn't worried about it because, one, my entry was so low. I had been buying between $5 and like $8. So it's already run up a significant amount. I was expecting a pullback. I was expecting a retest here anyway, right around where we're at. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I do have a stop set for $15 because I think if we get down there, since this was such a big candle, I think there's a good probability that we'll get back to this like $13 area. Only because we have such bearish divergence here, and we could still have the bearish divergence in the CMF with price, but we can find support at 70. So, I'm trying to conserve my returns, and you can see it found support here right at 1510 on this low and on the bottom of this 9. So I do think that if it goes below 15, that we're probably going to get back to the 13 areas. And that's pretty much, I mean, it's going to be somewhere around here, around 13 to 12. We would look for support here on the hourly to then potentially re-enter, because if we tried to trade our triple MAs, we ran up so much. There is going to be support around 14. Like I said, I think if it closes below 15, we'll probably get back down to this cluster. So that could be another area to re-enter, because this is saying if I had a close above 1951, basically you would enter. And where was my close here? It wasn't quite there, but you would put in a little bit more if you're going long term with this. I still think this is this is going to be a very rewarding trade. I think we're going to go past the all-time highs. It's already ran up so much, 200-300% since I had started talking about it. So we'll see how this goes. But that's about, oh yeah, so let me bring up one more thing on Bitcoin, because we had hash ribbons signal a buy, I believe. Oh, it's been signaling buy by since yesterday, and it had one earlier today, and then it looks like maybe hash rate's going down a little bit. But this is gonna signal a buy sometime this week, unless hash rate just goes down because of what we're seeing here with the requirement for reporting. This is August 7th. We're already, how many days? What's today? The 10th, the 9th. So this is 2 days old. Let me see if I can find something. This one probably has a little bit more updated data. Let's go here. What we have? This was yesterday. So hash rate had gone up. It doesn't have today's data, but hash rate had gone up. I'll probably bookmark this because this is better than what I've been having. Delete that. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, so I mean, I think we're still okay. This is bullish. We're fine. We'll see how the market absorbs this news because it's not over. I mean, yeah, we can. It still has to go to the House. There might be a little bit of panic. It still doesn't go into law for another year and 6 months if it does get past the House and signed by the president. So there's a lot of time, I think, for the space to adapt if it does ultimately go through. But, I mean, we'll have to play this by price action, right? Price will tell us what's going to happen. As of right now, I need to get rid of this because we retested this 9, which was all the way back from March 4th. So we got a retest of the area. We're getting rejected by it. As soon as we get, I would say, a 4-hour close above 46.5, we'll probably go to, I mean, that's only a couple $100. We'll definitely go to 47. This could be a cluster of resistance before we break out to 50 and 52. So we'll see. Might take a break for the next couple of days, retest this area and go up. But on the shorter time frames, it's not really saying that. It's saying that we're probably gonna keep on going. Not the 3-hour, the 4-hour. We're probably gonna keep on going. Yeah, the 4-hour turned down, but our hourly is starting to break back up from this little announcement. I think we get maybe to 47 on the daily, and then we'll see what happens. Because right now we've broken out. If we can keep this close above yesterday's high of 45,363, and we only got 2 more hours left in the day. If we can keep this, I think we'll be okay. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Everything looks okay for right now. So, thanks for watching.